From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is the Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Blum with your headlines for Thursday, January 1st of the new year. We begin tonight with an already destroyed North Lincoln garage that caught fire again this morning due to illegal New Year's fireworks. Lincoln Fire and Rescue was called to the area of Potter and North 31st Streets just after 11 a.m. today. According to LFR, the garage had previously been destroyed after a fire back in August of 2025. The still charred roof caught fire after New Year's fireworks landed on it, smoldering before eventually igniting. The fireworks during New Year's are illegal in Lincoln. No damage estimate was given due to the structure being considered a total loss a few months ago. Last night's New Year's Eve fireworks show in Omaha came to an early abrupt end after someone entered the firing zone. A City of Omaha spokesperson says minutes into the show, a person emerged from the Missouri riverbank near where the fireworks were being launched. He was told to leave, but then he tripped over a cord, disabling the show. In a statement, Mayor Ewing said that even though the show was shorter than usual, it was still heartwarming to see those who came out to celebrate the new year together. Now to some exciting news for one family as they gave birth to the first baby of 2026 here in Lincoln. A baby girl to ring in the new year at Bryan Medical Center. Baby girl Pets was born this morning at 12:21, weighing 8 pounds and 7 ounces. Mom, Paige, and Dad, Andrew, have one other child, and unbelievably, he was born on Thanksgiving. They say they were not expecting this at all, as her due date was on the 7th. The pair didn't know the gender and were pleasantly surprised when they found out it was a girl, though they say their 2-year-old son has been telling them it's a girl for a while.
My contractions were coming when I would walk, and that's it. Anytime I stopped walking, they would kind of subside. So we walked like 28,000 steps, and that's how we got her out.
And in case you're wondering, 28,000 steps, that's about 8 to 9 miles of walking. The family is eager to get their little one home, hoping that will happen tomorrow. Turning now to Husker sports, the Nebraska men's basketball team is off to the best start in program history with 13 straight wins. Yet a test for them tomorrow night as number 9 ranked Michigan State comes to Lincoln. The Huskers feel ready and know it will be a battle.
If you're not committed to going in there and playing a physical battle and being ready for a war, it gets ugly in a hurry. Preparing for one of the most difficult teams that you have to prepare for all year because of their speed and their physicality.
Yeah, how do you prepare for that? Just mentally get ready to get hit, get some bruises, get some scratches. It's going to be a war.
Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The game is being streamed only on Peacock. The Huskers are currently a 1.5-point favorite. Now to Nebraska women's basketball. They faced Iowa earlier today. The Huskers battled hard but ultimately fell 86-76 to the 14th-ranked Hawkeyes. Britt Prince led all scorers with 27 points in the loss. Nebraska has now lost back-to-back games after starting the season 12-0. Well, with the new year comes a new wage. Since 2023, Nebraska has steadily increased the state minimum wage by $1.50 each year, and it's set to hit $15 an hour this January. Voters approved that amount in 2022, but after this year, it will adjust based off the cost of living. 1011's Craig Allison spoke with an economics expert and a local business in breaking down some of the pros and cons we can expect from this.
On the surface, more money in the bank is a positive. For workers, entry-level jobs become more enticing to jump in on, and for others, the difference in making next month's rent or buying groceries. But for smaller, local, or family-owned businesses, another road bump to overcome.
We're not ready for that because so many things has changed in the past year.
Nidia Morales Suleiman, owner of Jerusalem Bakery off of 48th Street, says the change could be the difference of closing down the business she's maintained here since 2018.
Due to the economy, people is spending less. It used to be like they celebrate more, which we depend here for cakes, order. So now we see the people who order a large, now they order a smaller amount.
Since the bakery is run by family, Morales Suleiman says they'll probably have to stay open an extra hour to keep up. For other small and local businesses, the solution could mean cutting jobs altogether.
Obviously, we'd like everyone to earn a more decent wage, but minimum wages do sometimes lead to a reduction of hours for people.
Eric Thompson, a professor of economics at UNL and director of Bureau Research, says benefits could also be on the chopping block to keep up. On the other hand, he says automatically adjusting based off the cost of living will be better in the long term, rather than raising it dramatically with noticeable inflation to follow.
I think it's nice to have the automatic increase in the sense that we're keeping the real minimum wage constant. That doesn't mean we can't deliberately change it, lower it, raise it, whatever people think is appropriate at the time. But having a regular increase might be preferable to the old system where we'd raise it a lot and then do nothing for 4 or 5 years.
Overall, he says this will hit rural Nebraska harder than Lincoln or Omaha. In Lincoln, Craig Allison, 1011 News.
Thank you, Craig. Finally tonight, and rounding out your night beat, is a check of the 7-day forecast. One day stands between us and the first weekend of 2026. There will be a 30% chance of a wintry mix within Lincoln, another colder day with highs in the 30s before we'll warm up through the weekend, 40s to 50s, and then have a stretch of some mild weather. Temperatures hanging tough in the upper and middle 50s for quite some time for that first full week of the new year.
You've been listening to The Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln. Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.